going to show you how I would design an exploding box card. So I'm going to start off with a shape of a square. And I'm going to make it, let's go 10 and a half. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see the whole thing. This is going to be the main piece of my exploding box card. And it's going to have flaps that come out on the sides and then a base in the center. How I'm going to create that shape is then I'm going to take another square and I'm going to make that 3.5 inches. And I'm going to change the color of this just so we can see it better. And then I am going to right click and duplicate so that I have one of these squares that I'm going to put in each of the 4 corners. Technically I could keep moving the same square around, but I want you to see how this happens. So now when I take these 2 pieces and say align to the left and align to the top, I can then slice that. And that created that little notch that I'll need. So now I can get rid of all this stuff. Let's keep doing that all the way around. So align to the right and align to the top. It's behind there, trust me. Slice. So now this one is going to go align to the right and align to the bottom and slice. This one, align to the bottom and align to the left and slice. So now I have the basic shape that I'm going to need. I'm going to save one of these just in case I need it again. So now I want to put in score lines right in here. So I am going to, let's duplicate this one actually, and change it from a cut to a score. So now it's dashed lines that are going to score. So now if I put it here and grab it with this one, and say align them so they're centered perfectly over each other and attach them, that's it. Those score lines are now going to be right where I need them to fold those up. Now if I want to, I can create smaller squares in here for both front and back to kind of decorate and embellish the design. Since I know this piece fits exactly in here, I can say offset, but then offset it this direction. So to the inside, and you'll see it switch to the inside. There we go. And now I hit apply. And now that is perfectly fit in there. And I can duplicate that to have it be on the outside, or I can have it be a decoration on the inside, whatever I want. If I want a different one on the inside that I want on the outside, then I just duplicate some more and have, I can even do a different color on the outside than on the inside. Now, if you want to get more advanced, you could take this whole thing and duplicate it. And then, I'm not sure why all that stuff shifted, but if you took this one and made it smaller, so right now it's 10.5, so let's just go 8. You could start to stack these inside of here, so then as the box opens, like these different tiers of things come out. I'm just going to do a one layered, but I'm just kind of showing you where you could take this. So now we need to make the lid for the top of this so that it sits on the top, and then when you lift it up, these sides will fall down. So this piece we know fits exactly perfectly right over there. Well, because we don't want it to be a tight fit when we go to do this, I'm just going to make it a hair bigger. So it's 3.5, so I'm going to go with 3.6. And then I need to include the edges that are going to fold over. So to do that, I'm just going to add an offset this way, and I can even tell it to make it a 1-inch offset. Apply. Okay. So this is going to be the actual top of the box. This I'm going to want to be the score lines where I fold. So I'm going to change that to score. So what I'm going to need is a score line that goes for most of the bit, but that's going to need to have a little bit of a cut. So I'm going to kind of build my own thing. So it's going to be a 1-inch line. That is a cut. And this would be 4.6. And this would be a score. So I have a score line that's 4.5, a cut line that's 1 inch. So I'm going to take all of this and say align to the left, and then align to the bottom. So now I know that score line is right where I want it. I am then going to group these two things together, because if I don't do this, when I go to align this cut line, it's going to move where the score line is. So now I can say align to the left and align to the top. Now I can click on this one, ungroup it, because what I really want to have grouped are these two things, that's score and cut line. Because now I'm going to duplicate them, because now it duplicates as a group, and I can rotate that 90 degrees. So then this will go up here. And then I'll do that again. this one. Okay, so now I gotta get the spacing on all of these right. In which case, I should have saved my square for the center. That's okay. We can insert a new one because I know it was 3.6. And I'm going to use the square just to line things up. So I'm going to say, take these two things and align them to the left. And then center them horizontally. Nope. Center it vertically. Perfect. Now, since I want to hold all that, that's where my group is going to come in. So now I can say take this one and align it to the right, and then center it vertically, and we'll group that. The grouping is just holding things when I'm designing them. So now it's looking at these dimensions for the overall grouping. If I didn't group, what would happen is every time I tried to line up this one, it would move it away from this one. So originally my idea was to take the top and bottom one and do that same process. But then I thought, well, I already have these two side ones in a grouping. So what would happen if I delete these, then duplicate this grouping, rotate that 90 degrees, then take both of those and center them perfectly over the top of each other. That gave me exactly what I needed. So now I can ungroup these. Because what I want to do is ungroup so I can get rid of those squares. Delete the square. This is still a group. Okay, so now I'm left with just the lines. So now let's take just those lines and group those. Okay, so now I can put those over this and say align all of those so they're centered on top of each other, and then take all of that and attach. So now what this is going to do, it's going to score all the way through here, but cut just this part. So then I'm going to be able to fold this piece right here on this fold line, but this will be cut free to fold in and be the tab. So this is my basic box card, exploding box card. This whole thing really assembles pretty easily. I'm going to start off with the piece that's going to be the top of this box. And I am folding on all of my score lines. So first I'm going around and doing the little tabs. I did find there are some corners where maybe where my cut line was didn't go all the way to the edge, so I had to kind of pop it. No big deal. It folds over. So now I have all my little tabs. Then I can come back and fold over the flaps. And yes, I like to use my scoring tool and kind of run those across the edge to make sure it's nice and smooth. Then I just grabbed my tape runner and put a little bit of double sticky tape right there in the corner and press the edges together. For the box, just fold and score on those fold lines. You don't have to do any gluing with this because these, we want them to be loose so that when you take the lid off of this box, they explode open. I did decide to add a little extra embellishment inside the box. You could even make these into little pockets and put little gift cards or money inside there, and then a bigger gift kind of in the center. You could also put photos in place of these pink inserts that I'm doing. Whatever you want to do to kind of personalize this for whoever you're giving the gift to. Before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. I love to hear from you.